radio. And let me tell you something, man, if you know what you're talking about, when it's all said and done, we're going to get funky like a monkey.
Pay attention to TrashTalkingRadio.com every Tuesday night. If you don't, this is Axe Demolition. We'll come to your house and kick your stinking door down.
Hey, this is the Queen of Extreme Francine, and when I'm lonely, I listen to Mike Trash from 7 to 10 p.m. on Trash Talking Radio.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
Hey, I want to sign to Mike Trash, man. Don't be putting me down like that. I don't appreciate it. Hey, would you shut up?
Okay, Superstar Billy Graham here for TrashTalkingRadio.com. Please tune in, get alert, be alert, get all the info from the man himself, the Trash Talker, brother. But you're not going to get no trash from the Trash Man. He tells you like it is, and he is the man of the hour, the radio hour, and all the radio power. And this is Superstar Billy Graham telling you to please stay tuned and don't lose this man.
It's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week. And tonight on the show, we're going to talk about a lot of 600-pound light people. Got a couple things there. I will talk about maybe some WWE stuff just for fun. Go back to my roots a little bit. And who knows what else. We got a great landscape in the background.
I'm blaming you for this weather that we're supposed to be getting.
It's always my fault.
If you wouldn't have put that up, we wouldn't be getting it.
No. I didn't put it up till it was announced.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to follow what the world's all about and getting ready to dump some more snow on us.
For somebody that doesn't have to go out.
Are you still not getting any voice?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, let's see. We'll follow it to here.
I thought you said no technical errors.
Oh, okay. You're number 3, not number 4. Now you might get something. Let's see if you get it now.
Oh, I can hear now.
Is it too loud?
Yes.
How about now?
Okay, that's better. Thank you.
All right. I thought you were number 2. I don't know how you got number 3.
Really, I'm number 1, but...
Okay, you can run the board and everything.
No, that's what I pay you to do.
I wish you paid me to do this. So... But yeah, that's it's been a interesting week. I mean, we got to see 3 movies this weekend.
Yeah, how often does that happen?
Well, it happened because it was cold out and didn't feel like doing anything else, and you know how I like to go walk for long walks in the park and stuff like that. And it just wasn't going to happen this weekend. So it was definitely colder the one day than the other.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it was good. We had a bunch of movies, and we watched the 3 main movies that were out. So it was kind of cool. I want to do this so that I want to make sure everything's working. It appears that everything's working for the first time
now
in a couple weeks.
Now, since you fixed my headphones.
Well, now that I fixed the stream going to the mix, too, because... they gave us lots of good reasons to keep going. I mean, when everybody else was gone, they were there to make sure that we had a stream. And here we go. There's me, and I can tell we're broadcasting. So now I got to remember why I can't. Let's see. There was a problem with this last week where I couldn't shut down the volume, and I don't want to screw the volume up again. And let's find out let me see if I can do it this way. Okay, so if I do this, are they going to get any volume? Oh, it looks like it. Okay, good. We're good. Now I'm okay. I can set it all up. Okay, so the next phase of this mess of video is I'm going to upgrade us to high def.
Ooh!
So that means instead of, if you look up there, we're stretched out.
Well, sort of.
Well, we wouldn't be that way if I.
Oh, you meant that. Okay, I was gonna say because, this isn't a very big studio.
No, but I'm going to change that for the next version that we'll end up buying, we'll be able to go high def. Now that's going to help when and if we finish this Roku thing, and there's an Amazon thing on the other side. So I don't know if we will get both of those, but we might.
Okay.
So, who knows where we're going to be in a year, because we're going through several different... Oh, I noticed that my blue matched our blue mountainside here a little bit.
Yeah, I still say that that's your fault.
Anyway, who knows where this show's going to go from here, but if we end up going, getting a thing with Amazon and Roku, it could launch us onto a whole new plateau.
Well, there's only one way we can go from here.
Down?
Up.
We're already at the top.
I know, but we can still keep climbing.
Climbing?
Because, I mean, look, we got all these mountains to climb.
We got a lot. We got a lot of mountains to climb. Anyway, it's cool. Once again, we're trying to do things nobody else is doing. And it's been a while since we launched the radio show in better quality than I thought we were going to be. So good that we're going to end up with this next phase. We'll end up hopefully being on regular TV. That would be kind of cool, because then we could officially be called Trash Talking Radio and Video, although I call us that sometimes now. Anyway, so let's talk about the movies, because we did see 3 movies. We saw the one which we didn't know it launched, and that was Alita. Alita was a very interesting movie. It was very futuristic. I have no idea when it launched because it didn't leave me any information. But apparently it did #1 in the box office this week. So we both didn't pick that one because we didn't know it was in the roster. And if it was, I still would have put it 3rd. Because I'm stupid, and I didn't imagine that was going to end up being the #1 movie of the week. Not saying it did that well, because none of the movies really did that well. But according to the chart, let's see here. The chart says Alita did $28 million, which has to be a big disappointment because their budget was $170 million. And the Lego Movie, his second week, it did it did $20 million. And that means it's up to $62 million. The Isn't It Romantic had really it had a $20 million gross, but 14 of it was this weekend, which I'm really surprised it did that bad. And Happy Death Day did really bad. I thought for sure it would grab the people that saw the first movie.
Right.
So I kind of, out of the 3, I definitely liked Happy Death Day better than Isn't It Romantic. I was really disappointed by Is It Romantic.
That's because you don't like the singing and dancing in the that kind of stuff. But I have to say, I was looking. I think you were the only male in the theaters for that movie. So I'm proud of you.
I've been to all the 50 Shades movies, and they were almost all women. I scored those nights.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Scored a big fat 0 those nights. But anyway, so I'd say the past 3 or 4 weeks have been really soft in the movie market. There was no real big blockbuster for Happy Valentine's Day. There was nothing that everybody had to see, Like before, it was the 50 Shades movies.
Let's find out come November.
Well,
come November, then we'll know why everybody didn't do movies around Valentine's Day.
That's a mother joke, right?
Yes.
I thought that's what it was. So, Ron Jenkins says
I can prove it because
Brennan Ashmore also showed up in the chat room. So
I can prove that.
That's more than I need to know. Thanks.
Just ask Natasha.
No.
Natasha was born on Valentine's Day, and she had Doodlebug in November.
La 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 la. Okay. Anyway, all right. So this weekend and the past couple weekends really haven't been that good for movies. So hopefully they'll move up from here. So, also, I wanted to talk about a movie that we saw weeks ago, but I kept forgetting to talk about it.
Uh-oh.
Laurel and Hardy.
Oh. Oh. Okay, never mind.
Well, I mean, it was Oliver. What would they call it? They called it
Stan and
Oliver, Stan and Oliver.
Stan and Ollie.
Okay, Stan and Ollie. Okay, so if you go into this movie not having any idea what this movie's about, you're probably good that way, because I kind of knew what it was going to be about, but I didn't know what it was going to be about. I never realized there was so much turmoil between those two guys. I never realized there was so much conflict between those two guys. I never realized how smart they were.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Stan. Stan was relatively pretty smart. He knew how to read his audiences. And there was a breakup between Laurel and Hardy early in their career when Ollie didn't want to leave the movie theater or the movie place, and Stan did leave because his contract ended, and they made him replace Stan. I didn't know about any of that stuff, and I didn't know that there was going to be some consequences to all that. So I really loved that movie. I liked it a lot more than I should have, and I remember the guys, when I was a kid, they used to rerun their stuff all the time, and I'd always be there watching it, and I was like, wow, this is really cool, and not making the fact that a lot of it was black and white. I probably was all black and white. Stan died in the, no, Stan died in the 60s, like 65 or 66, and the other one died in 56 or something like that. So it was like a 9-year difference between each of them. But thinking about that whole thing, those guys were actually way ahead of their time, genius-wise, and they actually...
Okay, Stan Laurel died in 1965.
I was right. I was right there.
He was 74.
Okay, and Oliver died in 56 or something like that. It was like 9 years difference. I just kind of remember that whole thing. And but they actually had
He died 1957 at 65.
See? I was within a couple of years.
Well, you know, oh wow. I was looking at this. Okay, Oliver Hardy died on my birthday in 1957. And then...
Killer.
I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even thought of. But Stan Laurel died on your mom's birthday in 1965.
All right, there you go. I don't know what that means exactly.
I just found it ironic that they died on days that I know people that have birthdays.
All right. Anyway, I think it's a very good movie if you want to see some good history, and you know, if you watched it when you were a kid, if you had any exposure to them at all, you'll probably enjoy it. So I kept forgetting to talk about that, and I really do think that it was a good movie, and I was amazed about the things I learned about them.
Did you know that Stan Laurel was married 5 times? He did a Liz Taylor and he married and divorced a one woman twice.
I think they mentioned that in the film at some point. He had to keep working because he had people to pay.
Yeah.
I think that was the case. I'm trying to remember, but if they didn't mention that, I didn't know it. If they did mention it, I noted it.
You noted it?
I noted it.
Just like you're going to climb that mountain.
You bet. Ain't no mountain high enough. I hope I got it right anyway. I think it's right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it looks like clouds up above.
Yeah, well, we just need to get rid of the snow and we'll be okay.
I don't think it's going to come down off of there anytime soon. That's going to be the one we have for the next couple of weeks unless I figure out how to do the generator.
Well, you better figure it out because I'm blaming you for the weather tomorrow.
Well, I'd like to figure it out because I'd like to have different backgrounds every week.
Mm-hmm.
I love that whole idea of...
We need to have a beach one so it'll get warm.
Cheaper. Well, there's all kinds of beach ones there. I wanted to get some of the beach ones, but I wanted to wait to see if I figure this out first. Anyway, all right, that's... anyway, definitely go see Laurel and Hardy movie. It's Stan and Oliver.
Stan and Ollie.
Stan and Ollie. And it's kind of a cool movie. All right, but this week This week, we have all new movies.
Uh-oh.
We got 3 new movies. First off, let's talk about last week. We didn't count Alita because neither of us knew about Alita. So let's talk about what we're going to just pretend that Alita didn't happen. So, Is It Romantic and Happy Death Day, in that order, was your choice.
Yes.
And I had the opposite. You won on both of those cases.
Yes. And I wasn't even here.
Is It Romantic? 14 million. What did I say and what did you say? Is It Romantic? 15 million. You put 30 million. I get a point for that. So now you're only up by 1.
Yeah.
Now, Happy Death Day did 9 million. And by the way, their budget was 9 million, so they broke even at least. You said it was going to be 26 million. I said it was going to be 25 million. We tied. All right, now let's go to the big 3. The big 3 movies. Number 1 was Alita, but we discounted it. We shouldn't, but we did. Number 1 would be Lego. And Is It Romantic? It was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Lego. Let me see here. Lego. That would be 1. Is It Romantic?
It's 2.
It's 2. And the third movie...
What Men Want.
What Men Want? Okay. Is 3. So that means nobody won. I got the Lego Movie. You got Is It Romantic? And so... and neither of us got 3. So we kind of tied on that. That means this week we're a tie.
Well, I can live with that.
So
that doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't really. This week we got 3, and I really actually forgot what the one movie was about. Now that I remember what it's about, I want to see it. So let's talk about the first one. It's called Greta. That one looks really good. Do you remember what that is?
That's a woman's name.
Do you remember what that movie is?
No.
You will when you see this trailer. I couldn't remember what it was about, but here is what Greta is about. And it's really, really looking pretty interesting. So, here we go. Now, if you're... Okay, here's what it's about is an old woman who leaves behind her purse.
Oh, I do. Now that you said it, yes.
And she has a whole stash of purses that she leaves behind.
Okay, yep.
That's what it's... And what a stupid name to call the movie, because I couldn't remember for the life of me what it was, but that's what it was. That's this movie. It'll be actually pretty good. So she finds the purse.
What is this?
And she takes it back to the owner's place.
Greta Hadag.
Oh, bless your heart. Where did you find it?
On the subway.
Oh, would you like a cup of coffee? You've been so kind.
You've been so
Many
kind.
visitors here.
I wouldn't trust her because she was,
so lonely
you know,
since my daughter
got an
left.
accent.
Well, I could help you. My mom actually used to say, I'm like chewing gum. I tend to
So they start doing things together, like mother-daughter. They start cooking, start doing events. Then she opens up and finds a drawer full of purses, all with IDs and stuff in it. That would kind of freak me out a little bit.
I guess she's been planting bags around the city. I was hoping someone brings them back to her. And you did. Oh my god, it's her. Just let it ring. I saw the bags, Greta. And I never want to see you again.
Bad mistake. Ever telling someone is bad mistake. You just leave.
You're freaking me out. This is not a problem.
Public area, her rights are protected.
Why are you doing this?
How exciting.
Hi, I'm Frances, and I'll be your waitress for the evening. No, I can't do this.
Oops.
Are you a child?
No, you're the child. You need a mother to hold you.
Don't you dare talk to me about my mother.
She had to die for me!
Are you out of your mind?
Look at her! She's full of greeting! She's gone! I say! Everyone needs a friend. But we're more than friends.
then she starts drugging her up by looks of things.
There's something you need to know about Greta.
Are you insane?
And then it becomes a little bit of bizarreness from there.
Just try to get rid of Greta.
I'll tell you, Greta creeps me out a little bit. All right, so that's the first one. Next one.
Okay.
It's Tyler Perry's A Medea Funeral.
Oh, jeez.
Family funeral. I know that one's going to be pretty funny because all the Medea stuff is really funny. A little off color, but...
I thought they said that this was going to be Medea's last one, too.
I don't know. Maybe she'll be the one that dies.
And you never know. She could go into the afterlife.
Have you've seen the Medea movies before, right? So,
No.
Really? You haven't seen any of them? Oh.
Just the trailers.
The movies are just obnoxiously, badly funny.
Well, yeah, it's Tyler Perry. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's a very talented guy, though. So I really like his stuff. I've seen the stuff that he's done that's been non-comical, too. So, anyway, this is the second movie, the Medea.
Hey, everybody, Tyler Perry here.
Tyler
New
Perry.
trailer from a movie. Tyler Perry's A Medea Family Funeral. You get to see it right here. You don't have to wait too long to see this one. It's in theaters March 1st, 2019. Hallelujah!
No, it's in next
check it
week.
Out, y'all. Check it out. Hallelujah!
That was a good imitation of her. I believe it's this weekend, though. I think they're wrong on the date.
I hate funerals.
Really? Huh, I love them. I just love going to those things. Seeing all those crying people.
The Bible say, yea, though she walked in the valley with the shadow of Little Red Riding Hood and the three bears, she feared no evil, because the three little pigs was not around.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
How you doing, baby?
I'm okay.
Well, you look bad.
We here because your dad is dead. Now me coordinating the funeral. I hope y'all can appreciate what I'm going to try to do.
And if you need anything, just let us know.
I know it's about funerals. I done buried a lot of men. A lot of them.
That funeral's gonna be messed up.
He plays like 6 parts in this.
Oh, my goodness.
He plays the old man and her.
You're about to get shot.
And himself.
The church, if you come up here with that bull, I don't mind busting you in your face, Lord, asking Jesus to forgive me.
Oh, my God.
I'm a real thug. I'm an OG-MADEA.
Are you ready for a miracle?
We're sorry. Apparently he was taking some sort of stimulant. We're having some trouble keeping it down.
I want to know if he's an organ donor.
Now, it says March 1st, but I'm pretty sure it's this weekend because the thing showed it for this weekend.
Okay.
That's the second one. And the third is Fighting with My Family, which I am really looking forward to seeing. I think that one's just going to be the best one out of all of them.
I'm watching that. Give me the remote. No, it's off.
Zach, what bloody hell do you think you're doing? You really want to choke her out in a lot of things?
Yeah.
Now pull it tight. Oh, yeah. Now she's in trouble.
Oh, wait, I know you. You're from that weird family, aren't you?
We're not weird.
We don't like wrestling.
How do you know if you've ever been?
I've never had rectal bleeding before, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a fan of that.
How about I shove her head up your ass and then we can find out? Hello?
My name is Hutch Morgan. I'm calling from WWE. We'd like both of you to
This
come
one is
try
going
out
to be
for us.
funny, too, because
It's all fake anyways.
it has The Rock in it. It has that guy there who's in Badlands.
Sorry about that.
The Rock!
We're huge fans.
Thank you so much.
What advice would you give us? We want to be the next you.
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You walk around here interrupting the Rock, you like you haven't seen the sun in 20 years. You like you just stepped out of Oliver Twist.
Please, sir.
May I have some more advice? You want some advice? Here's the rocks advice. Shut your mouth.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Got it. Good morning, wrestling nerds. Well, this is where we see whether or not you get to go on to WWE.
This is our shot, Zach.
Hello.
Why do you want to wrestle?
I'm the toughest bastard in any room. Probably shouldn't swear, not when there's ladies present. Sorry, miss. Sorry about that.
If I call your name, that means you'll be coming with me to Florida. Paige. Thank you all very much.
I think this movie is based on a true story. I don't know how true it is, though.
I want one thing in life, and then your own sister takes it away from you.
It was my dream too.
They enhanced it, I'm sure.
I have no idea who I'm supposed to be out there.
I don't know how much you know about this family, but her family owned a wrestling promotion from where they're at, England.
So kind of like what the Rock's family does with the Samoans.
Okay, yeah, you could put it on that because they
on that level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there, it's in England and all that stuff, and her family actually still run it to this day, and she is just, you know, she's from a wrestling family. So basically, is what I wanted to say. So.
Not just doing this for you. You're doing it for the family.
And then I don't know if it goes into the scandal or not. I talked about the scandal last week, where she was exposed for having X-rated videos of her. Someone broke into her email and started emailing out all these videos of her having sex.
Oh, gee.
And it's not really cool.
No.
Myself who come from a wrestling family too. I know exactly what it means to you. But don't worry about being the next me. Be the first you.
What?
It's Dwayne Johnson. How are you?
Prove it.
If you're some man is cooking.
Yeah, and I'm Vin Diesel, mate.
I'm sorry.
So there you go. That's the 3 movies. All right, to recap, the 3 movies are Greta, Creepy Greta, Tyler Perry, and Fighting with My Family. I already have my numbers.
Okay.
So go ahead, pick what you want.
I'm going to say Fighting with My Family is...
Yeah, that might be a fair... I put that at the end of my list, and I might regret that next week.
I'm going to say 35 million.
Okay. I have no idea. But the fan base at the WWF may make that true.
Well, that's what I'm counting on.
All right, number 2.
Medea.
Okay.
At 25 million.
At 25 million.
See,
and
that was hard for me because...
that's the second one that I think... This one's difficult because it's been such a soft month and a half. It's actually all year. No blockbusters have come out this year. So I'm really not sure where to be with this stuff. And lastly, Greta.
20 million.
Yeah, I'm starting to think I want to rethink what my numbers are, but I'm going to let them go. Because last week we tied, but what number?
20 million.
20 million.
That's what I just told you.
Okay, well, I missed that. All right, so what your big 3?
I'm going to say Fighting with My Family is first.
Fighting with My Family is number 1, okay.
Medea is 2.
All right.
And Alita is 3.
Yeah, that could be. All right, do I have Alita on here?
No.
Oh, I guess I got to bring it down, huh? Huh. All right, so let's bring Alita down. By the way, as you may or may not have noticed, I've added columns to this and have made it so that you see where it opened.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. And if I have the information, how many theaters it opened in. So, all right, so your third is Alita. All right, you could be right. I don't know. All right, that's the end of the movies. So we'll just continue on to the next thing here. All right, where do we want to go from here? There's a couple things. Oh, I had an RIP. I missed it. Where'd it go? All right. Yeah, here it says President's Day weekend is the lowest since did $151 million at the box office, and it's the lowest since 2001.
Wow.
So this whole year so far just hasn't been that great for the box office because we've had a lot of, okay movies, but really since the new year, what's come out that's been really blockbuster that's knocked our heads off? I don't really think that anything's been all that great. But coming up in March, April, May, it's going to roll. It's going to roll fast. So, I guess we're going to see how it works from there. But it says here the 4-day time, which has come alive in recent years with such opening as 50 Shades of Grey at 93 million, Deadpool at 152 million, and last year's Marvel epic Black Panther had the highest fourth-day opener of all times at 242 million. So considering the previous years have been much better this week, it's really showing that it's really in a lull. So a year ago at this time, Black Panther led all the films to a 4-day holiday best lead with 346 million per ComScore. That's pretty darn good. And it ended up being like the number one Marvel film, if not number 2. So
it will be interesting.
Yeah, I hope that there's a lot of movies coming out that are going to be pretty good this year. And it's just a matter of the order in which they land, first off. All right, so that's that. Then I found out that Star Wars, the next Star Wars is coming.
Ooh.
And that's something I'm definitely interested in. Star Wars Episode IX. Is that 9?
No, 11.
No, that would be XI. Oh, no.
Oh.
Wait.
No, you are right. That is 9. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, because the lower number comes first. Yeah, you're right, because 10 is X. You're right. That is 9. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I'm too old to remember that stuff. Anyway, it says we may be learning the Star Wars Episode IX title with a possible teaser reveal as official Disney Twitter accounts are teasing the calm before the galactic storm. Now, this isn't a rumor or speculation. Twitter accounts out of France, Netherlands, and UK are official Star Wars Disney accounts. They all tweeted out the same video featuring Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo with "This is where all the fun begins." Let's see what this is. This a video? Gotta see. I don't know.
Where the fun begins. 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 Where the fun begins.
All right, so that's where the fun begins. In addition, the Russian Disney Star Wars YouTube channel is a placeholder for a private video, which may indicate some sort of episode IX teaser may be on its way. So, yeah, it could be. Wonder what this is. Should I, or should I not? It's Russian, whatever it is. It's probably going to blow up my computer. Maybe it's just a picture and not a actual. I don't know. All right. Somebody put this. I guess I want to see what this is about. Captain Marvel, Rotten Tomatoes nosediving.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't expect them to like her, but I do. I don't follow too many people that I don't know. And I don't know, and I followed her anyway. More controversy surrounding the Captain Marvel movie has hit the net as it's learned in Rotten Tomatoes audience score is plummeting faster than its recent box office tracking. I don't really care because I don't really agree with Rotten Tomatoes that often. Rotten Tomatoes not only keeps an aggregate score of reviews, but also user ratings for its audience members that want to see films. Captain Marvel presently stands at having 84% of the fans that want to see the films with over 4,200 votes being cast. As of 2/19 at 1:52, the percentage has dropped to 78%, over 5,200 votes counted. Here's update number 2 as of today at 5:37. The percentage has dropped to 70. I don't trust people that vote like that. A lot of people just want to take the steam off, and personally, I don't think that it's worth doing. I think go see the movie and have your own opinion. Don't let someone like a company decide whether you like the movie or not. So that's my opinion. So I just think, oh, this looks like a different video here. Different one than we had before.
I'd been training for 9 months.
Oh, there she is.
3 months of 2-a-days, 4.5 hours a day.
4 hours a day.
As prepared as possible.
Do you know what time it is?
Modify. This requires a crazy amount of discipline and physical strength.
You know, dedication is extraordinary.
I don't think I fully understood the scope of it, and to feel this connection to my body in the way that I hadn't before, it's incredible. Buckle up, folks. It's like a triathlon to be part of these legendary superheroes.
About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
So that comes the first week of March.
So that should be on next week's.
Yeah, well.
Next week's, yeah. The first week of March.
Is that the 7th that's going to come out of the 8th?
Okay.
Anyway, we got the general idea here. It'll be a really good movie, I think, and it'll start the roll going this week or this month, next month, I should say, for the big movies following it. So I think we'll have some pretty good movies to be able to see what's going on. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, so that's that. So now I can kick that out and kick this out. And all right, so that's this, which I said. Oh, I was talking about Star Wars. We were talking about that before I got sidetracked. Well, here's the second. John Boyega and the Star Wars cast celebrate an epic episode IX wrap party. So guess what? That means it's done. That means it's going to be set probably for around December, is my guess. And because that's always when they seem to release Star Wars movies, right around Christmas or maybe Thanksgiving. So it's funny to think about that they actually hold a movie that long after it's been done. But anyway, so it is actually done because they had a wrap-up party. So, I want to see if there's anything that I need to talk about here. Okay. Wonder what that now. Okay. Anyway, we're going to see something this year, hopefully, and I like the first one, so who knows? It'll probably be as good as the last one. So, anyway. So what would you buy if you had unlimited money?
Okay.
What would you buy your significant other if you had one? For Valentine's Day.
What'd you get me? Let's see. Well, I guess it would depend on his personality.
Well, it'd have to be a love of your life. He would be the number one person.
Yes, but is he a country boy that likes to go camping? Or is he a city boy that would want to go, you know, to an extravagant place like Hollywood? You know, it really all depends.
Well, it's he was a baseball player.
Oh boy. Okay, then I'd buy him a gold baseball bat.
All right. Jennifer Lopez gave A-Rod a $24,000 Valentine's Day gift.
She can adopt me.
The pair just celebrated their second anniversary on February 3rd, having completely ruled out marriage, but aren't forcing an engagement on themselves either. They seem to be happy going at their own pace. Jennifer Lopez, for a woman, do you remember when we were kids, if you were over 40 and a woman, you didn't get any parts.
Right.
Any acting parts. Now, Jennifer Lopez is probably 50-ish. She's still getting starring roles. So that's kind of great. But it didn't stop the talk show host Ellen DeGeneres from giving J-Lo her 2 cents on the matter. Recently, when the singer popped by her show, DeGeneres let her thoughts on their relationship known with a very Ellen over-the-top gesture, a massive clock with A-Rod's face on it, basically reminding him that time is ticking and he should hurry up and propose, or you should propose, she said. So I guess this is the clip from that.
You know what? And let me give you a gift first.
A
because
gift?
Because you and A-Rod just celebrated your 2-year anniversary.
We did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
what?
Jennifer's 49.
Well, let's just bring out
50.
the gift. I'll explain.
That's
it's just
the same.
Is there someone
no,
popping
no.
up? What's happening?
It's just, this is a clock, and it's basically to remind him that time is ticking, and he should hurry up and propose. Or you should propose.
Put this in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in. I'm going to give him this for Valentine's Day.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what you gave him.
Your time's almost up.
Yeah. Hurry up. When A-Rod was here, he said that it was Christmas coming up.
Right.
And he was going to give you a romantic but not expensive gift. Do you remember what did he give you?
What did I get for Christmas? I think he gave me earrings.
Were they not expensive? He said romantic but not expensive.
I don't know how romantic that was. They were probably more expensive than romantic.
Yeah. But he's romantic, I would assume. And what did you give him for Christmas?
He actually gave me something really nice for our 2-year anniversary, which was really nice, which I haven't told anybody. You want me to tell you?
Yeah. No, I don't want to.
I mean, I can tell you later.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to take up your show time.
Yeah, well, no, you are the show.
No, this was really sweet. So I'm obsessed with Fixer Upper. Do you guys know Joanna Gaines?
Yes.
So I'm obsessed with it. My sister got me that's actually what I remember getting for Christmas. My sister got me her new book. I'm like obsessed with it. I'm like in bed every night looking. I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So we got this.
She talks. She talks a lot.
Fixer Upper. Next to the water, and we were like, oh, we gotta fix this up. It's it's really a house that needs work. And I was like, wouldn't it be amazing, to like have her do it for us and da-da-da. But she doesn't do anything outside of Waco.
Yeah,
like,
Waco,
nothing. Yeah. And I was like, no. And I didn't even know that, honestly, that Alex listens to me half the time, when I'm talking and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm talking to my friends or my sister or whatever over Christmas. And then, come our anniversary, he goes, hey, I want you to, and it was like a Sunday. And he was like,
get on with the story.
He loves meetings.
This should have been a quick story.
I hate meetings. And he's like, I want you to do a meeting with me. And I'm always like dragged into these meetings, these business meetings. And he goes, I want you to do this meeting with us for this architect for the house. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of money, but we're going to do, And I was like, okay, great. And he opens up the FaceTime, and it's Joanna Gaines. And I was like,
who's Joanna Gaines?
She has a show on, like the...
Hi.
I want to say it's TLC or Home and Garden.
The fix-up show that she's talking about?
Yeah. Just like she's on the show.
Yeah.
Like, so cool. Her long hair, she's like, hi.
Anyway, the answer to the question is she gave her boyfriend a blue and silver Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph watch.
You are so
I would rather have my Apple
It
Watch,
really blew me
actually.
away. Like
That is
that
so
to
sweet.
me is more romantic than everything. Like he was like trying to get her on the phone. She's like, I don't do
She
things.
talks
She's
too
like,
much.
I will help you.
She would drive me crazy.
Well, that's why she gets all the parts, is because she can remember all the words.
I just, I like her, but I don't want to hear her talk too much. Anyway, so the surprising moments of Happy Death Day to You. Now, you didn't see the first one, but you got the general gist of the whole thing. The first one was pretty much like the second one, except it was her that had to die each time. And so at some point, this became the Asian kids. So the sequel goes off with an unexpected direction that sets up for potentially even stranger third installment. I just don't know if I go to the third one. I really stretched it with the first.
Think about it. We'd be doing Groundhog Day because, you saw the first one, you went and saw the second one, and you'd have to go see the third one. And
I don't know. In Death Day, Happy Death Day, Tree, her name is Tree, university student, sorority sister, and inveterate mean girl, dies on her birthday due to a case of knife to face, wielding by a sicko baby mask because of some creepy reason. The school mascot is a baby, then wakes up at the start of the same day, forced to relive the day until she figures out who's behind the mask. So the first one was really good. I was surprised. I went to it out of just boredom. There was nothing else to do, and I was by myself, so I went to that movie to see what it was. I heard all the good things about that movie, and they turned out to be pretty funny. This year, I thought, it did well last year. It's going to be good, and it was okay. It was definitely not as good as I expected it to be, but at the end of this movie, they set up for a third one. Which I just think that I just don't know if they're going to get me there for the third one. So it says Landon actually wrote Happy Death Day to you before Happy Death Day. He also has an idea in mind for a third film, assuming the response to Happy Death Day to You demands a third film. Landon's idea, of course, could be anything: a return to the original horror roots, perhaps a sci-fi kept intact but couched in tried and true slasher formula, or maybe the horror will be couched in a yet more screwball comedy where Roth shines. Third movie I know is going to be a little different. It's going to be really bonkers and really fun, he told the Hollywood Reporter. So I don't know what's going to happen in the third one. Don't know if it's going to be any good. Don't really. I will probably go see it, as much as I really kind of hate to admit it, but I probably will go see it, and we'll see. It could be. I think it could be just as good as the second one. So who knows? Who knows? All right, next one. What do you got?
What?
Do you want to talk about that, or
we can? Let me send it over. The article that I was just looking at is one where they're saying a Walmart greeter is hoping to. Why is this not working? A Walmart greeter with cerebral palsy is hoping to keep their job because of the change in some of Walmart's policies. They're saying that they want this person to stand his entire 8-hour shift.
Oh, jeez.
And he also must be able to lift up to 25 pounds.
What? Okay, they just are finding a way to get rid of him.
Now, wait a minute. Even though this is up near Selinsgrove, okay, the Walmart here in Harrisburg that I used to work in, I know this happened there. Because the one guy that was playing Santa You know, he ended up leaving because of it. You know, he couldn't stand for long periods of time. He couldn't really stand at all. But somehow, some way, they found a way to bring him back. And he uses his chair. They have a greeter there that has been there for 25 years. He's never missed a day of work in his life.
Wow.
And he can't do anything except, you know, the greeting part of it. But now what they have him doing is he will be at the self-checkout, so he'll have another associate with him to help him, but he can tell you, you know, he can see well enough to tell you how to run a register. He just, like, if you need an override, he's not able to do that. You know, so it's like there are ways around it. It just depends on the store manager and what they're willing to do.
That's really strange, though, because I would have thought that that would be bad PR for them. The good PR
You would think, yes.
is that they are hired. Bad PR is they're not hired. I would think that would be a bad
about
thing.
a Walmart employee
Yeah,
is
because
sparking a
it sounds
backlash
like
in the
it's
Selinsgrove
discrimination.
area.
Newswatch 16's Nikki Kreis spoke with the longtime greeter today, and she's live tonight in our Central Pennsylvania newsroom. Nikki.
Scott and Charlotte, Adam Catlin has been a greeter at the Walmart store near Selinsgrove for 10 years. He loves his job and he is a customer favorite. But over the weekend, in the middle of his shift, Adam was told he needs to start performing new tasks, things that are impossible for him to do because of his cerebral
That's the
palsy.
sad part.
Adam Catlin of Middleburg has been a greeter at the Walmart store near Selinsgrove for about 10 years.
When the customers come in, I greet the customers, and then if they have a return, I scan it and then put a sticker on it.
Adam loves his job and doesn't let his cerebral palsy hold him back.
Walmart is his heart. His job is his driving force in life.
But on Saturday, Adam says he was told that due to a change in corporate policy, his job description will change. He must now stand for his entire 8-hour shift. He must also be able to lift up to 25
That's
pounds. Adam says that he has until April 26th to comply with the new regulations or he no longer has a job.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
A manager here at the Selinsgrove Walmart told Newswatch 16 he's not allowed to comment. He referred us to Walmart's corporate office.
I understand that corporate policies change, so if they want to make this change, that's fine. But I think that they should grandfather him in. He's been there for 10 years.
Adam's mom posted about the situation on social media. The post was shared thousands of times. People are outraged.
That's unreal.
Why does he have to lift
And that would be
25
such
pounds?
bad PR.
You know,
Yeah.
he's just a real good kid with a good attitude, and everybody enjoys seeing him.
If you're having a bad day, you go in there, he makes your day. You know, we go in every week, and I look forward to seeing him.
As for Adam, he just wants to work.
I want to keep my job past the 26th. That's what I want, because I made a lot of good friends and a lot of good memories over the years.
Newswatch 16 contacted Walmart's corporate office, and we have not gotten a response.
Big
According
surprise.
to Adam's family, he has not yet been offered any kind of severance package by Walmart. Nikki Kreis, Newswatch 16, live in the...
That's sad.
He reminds me of Mark out there at the Harrisburg store. Mark's the same way.
He's still working, all right.
Yeah.
But maybe not. If this
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah, he is.
Well, for now, but if they have that new policy,
They've had that policy for, I want to say, almost a year now, and Mark is still there. The next time I go in, if I see Mark, I'll ask him.
got a bunch of new people. Troy's in our chat room. Bill, I used to work with him.
Dan Anderson's in there.
Yeah.
He's in a hospital in Maryland, but he's still tuning in.
Oh, that's good. I mean, it's not good he's in the hospital. But,
No, he was in a very bad car accident.
well,
Broke his pelvis and broke his elbow.
get a Tesla. It'll drive for you. I'm just speaking from
Experience.
I love my car. Somebody almost ran into me today on the way to running my errands. I was driving and I saw him move over into my lane and he kept going, kept coming over and laid on a horn. And
Your car's probably going beep, 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 beep.
No, I caught it before it got to be that bad, but I don't like the fact that people don't look. They need to look.
He probably thought, since you have a Tesla, you can afford a Tesla, then if he hits you, he can say, no, he hit me and totaled my car, and, you got money.
So there's a new TV show talking The Leaving Neverland.
Oh.
It's an anti-Michael Jackson documentary. It's pretty controversial. It's on HBO next month, and this Leaving Neverland is kind of a scary thing. We've all heard the stories of the things that Michael Jackson did to other children, and it's never been proven in any way. This supposedly is going to prove everything we need to know. And personally, I don't really care, because there's nothing they can do to Michael Jackson. He's dead, and so I guess they can destroy his legacy, because most people don't believe he would do something like that. And I don't know. It just is odd that they waited till he died 9 years ago, and now they're complaining. I don't know. Anyway, there is a trailer. Let's see if we can see it. This is the HBO trailer for Leaving Neverland.
Everybody wanted to meet Michael or be with Michael, and then he likes you.
I was 7 years old. Michael asked, do you and the family want to come to Neverland?
We drive in and forget about all your problems. You were in Neverland.
It had to be an incredible place.
The days were filled with magical childhood adventure experiences. Playing tag, watching movies, eating junk food, anything you could ever want as a child.
It's like hanging out with a friend that's more your age.
Just kid things. They were just doing kid things. He just came across as a loving, caring, kind soul. It was easy to believe that he was just that.
Out of a storybook, right? Out of a fairy tale.
Hello, Wade. Today is your birthday, so congratulations. I love you. Goodbye.
That sounds a little creepy.
There's no thoughts of this is wrong or anything like that.
He told me if they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail for the rest of our lives.
Secrets will eat you up. You feel so alone.
I want to be able to speak the truth as loud as I had to speak the lie for so long.
That's a bizarre-looking movie. March 3rd and 4th.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. That's, But again, what difference does it make? He's dead. So you destroy his legacy for a couple years, then people rediscover his music, and boom.
Well, now I think it's because I just saw something this morning on Facebook that it was around this time where the moonwalk first became popular, when they saw Michael Jackson do it on stage. And I was like, wow.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's guilty or not. There were certainly a lot of people that have been to his place. He paid off a couple things, but sometimes it's better to pay it off than drag it out.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm worried about, okay, so he's dead. He's never going to feel any negative issues. His family will, though.
Right.
And I think that
especially financially.
Well, I'm thinking the scarring on their father is bad enough. I just think it's just uncool that that would make the family live with these things, because the kids never had any say in anything. But the kids are going to be the ones that ultimately are going to be the losers in this thing. Because, I mean, they have to see their father as a monster, and they may already see their father as a monster. I mean, I don't know. But anyway. So Netflix has canceled all their Marvel shows. Their Defenders, their The Punisher, all these Marvel shows that they had exclusive things, and I loved them. I thought they were really good. And I couldn't understand why they had canceled them all, because I would have thought they would have done, fairly well, because I liked them. I thought they were well done and well produced, but they have been taken off, every one of them, and it's come out why. The real reason why Netflix canceled all of its Marvel shows. And actually, it's something we talked about a couple weeks ago, and that is that Marvel, the Marvel Universe, is basically trying to recapture all their names so that Disney shows will be the only ones that can show them. So when they start their streaming service, they'll start it out with all these Marvel things, the Punisher and all that stuff. They will have, no one will have access to Marvel except Disney. So it's a smart plan on Disney's part to not renew a lot of the licenses, because they certainly can make their money, off of, Netflix has The Punisher, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, The Defenders. They were all canceled. And it looks like there was for a reason, because Disney wants the product. And without Disney's okay, they can't play it.
True.
So Disney's pretty smart in what they're doing, in that Disney's saying, hey, we own Marvel. We can do whatever we want. So you can't. And that's what it's down to. It's a shame, because I really was liking the different ones like The Punisher and all that. So I hope that Disney will continue to make movies of those, or TV shows of those kinds. But I guess we'll have to just wait and see. I think it's sad that we're not going to see any now anymore for a little while. So that's where all the Netflix Marvel shows have gone to Disney.
Wow.
This next one's a really sad one, and I had to look up to see who exactly he was. But here's the situation. Sean Millican,
oh wow,
dead. Star of a 600-pound life dies from an infection at the age of 29. I think it's really sad. The kid was finally getting his act together, and he gets this infection, and he ends up dying. Another young life has been cut short. Sean Millican, one of the people featured on TLC's series My 600-Pound Life, has passed away after being hospitalized for an infection. He weighed 900 pounds.
Wow.
Almost the one big one. When he appeared on season 4 of My 600-Pound Life, he's died. According to Radar Online, Sean was admitted to the hospital February 17th because of an infection. His father, Matt, wrote in the Facebook post, according to Radar, Sunday he was having problems with his breathing. They were unable to resuscitate him. A short time later, his heart stopped. So that, to me, is what it's, we're talking about a man who couldn't control his eating, for one, and it's really sad that, he had to die because of a weight-related issue. So that's probably their second or third. Didn't you give me another one earlier this week?
Well, I talked to you about it.
And that was the guy that, he died a while ago, though.
No, just last year.
Yeah.
Elby, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we had talked about that, so it was really kind of ironic that this guy ends up dying. And so it says here, Sean, according to Radar Online, was living in a Texas apartment by himself prior to his death. His friend Ashley Boone said that he's remembered as a special guy. He was definitely a loner, kept to himself, but once you knew him, he opened up and showed his witty side. He was extremely funny, artistic, and kind. He appeared on season 4 of the TLC reality show series in 2016. He weighed 900 pounds, making him the heaviest person featured on the program. He and his mother Renee moved to Houston in hopes that he would qualify for weight loss surgery, according to People magazine. I'm not 100% certain this is the right decision to make, Sean said in a clip from the show at the time. I'm extremely nervous about this trip. I'm going to take anywhere from 30 to 40 hours to drive there. I'm very worried about that. If I fall, we won't be near a hospital for people to pick me up. And they show a video of him. He later explained that he started his weight gain because of a rough relationship with his father. It was scary, so I would eat. And suddenly I felt a lot better. He said, in that moment, nothing else mattered. I felt like it was my fault. I felt like my family had fallen apart because of me. So I kept going to food to deal with those feelings. I totally can understand that. I totally can understand that whole mentality. Here's...
Every day I wake up, I have to face the reality.
He was some kind of athlete, and he hurt his leg in school or something, and was bedridden for a while.
Scooch to the edge of my bed, go to the bathroom, and see if my mom's awake. I can get in this bed no matter what.
I can't imagine having someone take care of me like the way that these people often have.
You know, everything has to be done for him.
I remember him now that I'm seeing this video.
To do anything, because it could be quite painful.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. How are you, Sean?
Alright.
Yeah.
And I help her clean up and do laundry and cook some meals and help give Sean a bath.
It's really odd to think that the people that enable them to eat are okay with them being that size a lot of times, and because they feed them and they're the enabler.
So every day
maybe they think they're doing the right thing, but deep down they may not be. You know, they may may not feel like it, but they don't want their loved one, so to speak, to be angry with them.
And then I think about, I know what I went through with Pam, where she wasn't capable of doing things for herself.
Right.
I couldn't imagine having to do that for, or having me being the person that has someone coming out and having to wash them and do all that stuff. I would not. I'd want to shoot myself before I'd be bedridden. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I was too close to that before. When I think of what he looks like at this point, I remember myself being pretty heavy, and it scares me that I would never want to be that big again. So, okay, what's going on? What are we waiting here? There's nothing there. Well, anyway, so that's a shame. But Sean had died over just a simple infection.
Wow.
So, but anyway, I got other things about.
Yeah, because the episode that I saw this week with LB, he lost, I want to say, over 400 pounds. He was down in the 200-pound range.
Yeah.
And he ended up committing suicide.
Well, he had some serious issues.
Yes.
I got another story here that is kind of cool. What these stars from 600-pound, what these stars from my 600-pound life look like today. This is their,
before and after?
Before and after. These people look amazing. Amazing. Here's the first one. Melissa Morris.
Wow.
It says here the OG of My 600-Pound Life, Melissa Morris, was the very first person featured in the show. These days, she's a much different place. Well, an episode of My 600-Pound Life, Where Are They?, revealed that Morris's weight has fluctuated over the years. You can see in her Instagram page that she's living her best life every day. And really, the difference between this and this, there's it takes at least 2 of these to equal 1 of those. She looks good regardless of what she's weighing. I'm thinking she's probably still a good 3-ish, but she's half of what she was there. It's really scary when you think about being that big. And it's so hard to get yourself back down once. I mean, because I know where I'm at right now. I'm like sitting here thinking, I haven't lost any weight in 2 weeks. And I'm freaking out because I haven't lost any weight, so I'm going to go back to the basics. I'm not gaining weight, but I haven't lost any weight. So that means I've got to rethink my thought of what I'm doing, and hopefully I can start losing again. Then there's this woman here, Jalyn Whitworth. She looks so cute. She looks like a girl I know, but that's what she was before. And she had a husband that was who got together with her because she was a SBBW.
Okay.
And when she started losing weight, their marriage started falling apart because he wanted a big girl, but she didn't want to be that big girl anymore. She wanted, I mean, she's not skinny, but she's not.
He probably thought if she stayed that big, he
Right.
could control her.
Yes, that's exactly right. And once she realized that, unfortunately, their marriage fell apart. And so their season 2 opened with Jalyn Whitworth's story, where she famously included her manipulative and unsupportive husband, who prioritized his fetish over her life and death, which, fortunately for her, the couple finally got a divorce. So she got out when the getting out was good, and she started dating and stuff like that, and it paid off. She said, there's a picture. Let's see if I can get this picture up. There's a picture of her now. This is her and her daughter. So, yeah, she's doing okay. It's good to see that they, that she actually got away from him and realized that there's much more to life than him. So that's awesome.
You know, it's funny because I was thinking about this today. The lady I share an office with, we were talking about, our weekend and stuff, and I said how I watched an episode of this, and I said, that mentality, I feel like I'm like that. Now, I'm overweight, but not to that extreme.
Well, the thing is, I think what they think. They just think it longer than I do. They think that they're eating 2,000 calories when they're eating 8,000 calories.
Right.
I think I'm eating...
Maybe they think 2,000 calories every meal.
Well, sometimes. And I would say that I think more like I'm only lying to myself, but there's things I'm doing right now with my diet that I noticed that I'm doing that I need to fix that because it's not working. It was working the first couple weeks, but it stopped working. No.
Oh.
No, I can have ice cream as long as I do it in moderation and I do the low-calorie stuff. So, anyway, here's Paula Jones. She reportedly had an emotional episode in season 2. She's living the dream of long-term weight loss. She was this big woman here. She looks like she's anorexic now almost. But her pictures, she's not afraid to pose in the swimsuit or post selfies with her arms bared. And she knows she's cute. But she really looks like a completely different person, especially in the face.
Oh, definitely.
I definitely like the fact that these people are sharing all this stuff. Amber, she
wow.
Again, she's not a peg. She's not skinny. But much healthier than she was. I'd say she's probably 280 there.
She looks like a Marilyn Monroe almost.
Yeah. But, that shows that he does a lot of good because he goes after the people that can't get anything else. This guy here, I do remember him. This guy, Joe Wexler, he had lost a fair amount of weight and found a girl on Skype or on one of those things, and she lived in another state, and he flew there and proposed to her.
Wow.
And he weighed 800 pounds, but he lost 140 pounds on his own, and then had the surgery. When you're that big, you got to lose a lot more weight because they can't get to everything. But anyway, it says here the Wexlers celebrate their 2-year wedding anniversary in August 2018, according to their Facebook account. So, Joe's now working hard in the IT sector and taking online courses. But he went to the one place and he fell and hurt himself really bad, and he thought he was going to be back in the wheelchair. But I'm really excited that the guy, he did well, and he got his life back. And my fantasy is to have the doctor on here.
That would be cool.
Laura Perez. She looks like a totally different person here.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I would not guess that these two were the same. But totally different people. I mean, in what it looks like to be. She experienced a lot of changes since her episode in 600 Pound Life. However, some of those changes weren't positive. In an episode of 600 Pound Life, Where Are They Now?, Perez opened up about the difficulties between she and her husband, Joey, were facing as a couple, including eviction.
Wow.
This was, I believe this is the one where the parents moved down, and they moved in with their parents. They were renting a farm from some place, and there was other buildings in the farm, and they sublet that one building out, and a bunch of drug dealers were in it.
Oh.
And so I remember the officers coming in and ripping the house apart, and they were upset because they weren't doing anything wrong, but they had to rip the house apart because of the stuff that. Because of the drugs that were found in the other building. Charity Pierce, again, looks like a totally different person. She, you can kind of see it, but she really does look a lot different. She was at the end of season 3, and she was almost 800 pounds. And with her weight loss, the weird thing about her is she underwent weight loss and lost over 400 pounds. She had several skin surgeries, including a 57-pound fatty tumor that was taken out, and 38 pounds of tissue from her abdomen. She doesn't look like the same person at all. So, yeah, she looks just like a regular person.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah. And
Steve, I would probably want to do it reverse, get rid of all this excess skin first.
Nope, you can't do that.
Because a lot of this is from my C-sections.
Yeah, but they won't do that.
No, I know.
Despite what she and her family are going through, Charity remains true to the meaning of her name. In a post on her Facebook page, she said she's buying items to donate to the homeless. That's a good way to give back. Mm-hmm. So she took it to the next level. And Nikki Webster, she... well, I gotta try to get this. They put okay. Nikki Webster was all smiles on episode of 600 Pound Life. Where Are They Now? A stark contrast from her episode on My 600 Pound Life. For one, Webster was able to go shopping for a pair of pants for the first time in 10 years. What a huge accomplishment. After she slipped into a pair of blue jeans, you could see how thrilled she was. I feel womanly and sassy. It takes a whole lot for me to feel sassy. Go ahead, girl. A new pair of pants isn't the only thing in Webster's life. Her weight loss also enabled her to excel at work, something she couldn't do before. I could finally contribute. And the really big news, Webster shared a Facebook post in March 2018 revealing that she had recently got married to Mark, who viewers were introduced to in the follow-up episode. And she wrote on another post, she's loving life. So to me, he's given these people back their lives, and it's awesome. Here's Brittany Fulfer. She she's almost unrecognizable these days compared to how she looked in My 600-Pound Life. They saw dramatic changes in her life, but it says here she posted she got into her favorite band in concert, Third Eye Blind, something she couldn't have done 2 years ago, she said. She's been having adventures out and about with her friends, and it says here says Fuller's husband is by her side, supporting her. I am forever thankful to my husband, she wrote. He's my strength, and without him, I wouldn't know where I would be. These people have all had major changes in their lives, and these are the people that actually did well. And because there are quite a few that don't do the work, and then they're expected to do it itself. Ugh. So. All the stories featured involve a hardship or another. Nicole Lewis had to overcome some harrowing traumas. The pains from the past didn't stop the mom and Juggalette from putting in the hard work to lose the weight. In an episode of Where Are They Now?, viewers learned that Lewis had Lewis had lost even more weight, bringing her total down to 326 pounds as of the airing. She got approval for her first skin surgery. That's a serious accomplishment. She's doing better than ever. Her and her fiancé, fellow juggalo Charlie, according to a video she posted, he's my everything and we're happy together. Our relationship is a million times stronger than before. So it's helped a lot of people. This is the untold truth of the 600-pound life. Talks about this here is about somebody who says here it's been on the air since 2012, illustrating the lives of ordinary people experiencing extraordinary obesity, showcasing their struggles before, during, and after weight loss surgery. So it talks about things you wouldn't have known. I think this is the one. Yeah, Dr. Now is older than you think. How old do you think he is?
I want to say he's probably 69, 70.
He is, wait a minute, it says so right here. The Iranian-American doctor is in his 70s, but you might not know he looks younger. He graduated from Tehran University in Iran in 1970. I was always wondering what that accent was because I couldn't figure it out. He's Iranian. So now I know what he is. It just was too hard for me to pinpoint that accent. Yeah. So, but it's kind of cool. The show performed surgery on untreatable patients. This was the triplets. Do you remember? Or not triplets, but the three, brother and sister, that went. And the brother got approved for surgery first, but he changed his mind because he was scared of it. And so he did end up getting it. But anyway. All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, that's enough of that. Well, I didn't want to drag on that. Here is a strange off-the-wall thing to tell you how much times have changed.
Okay.
John Wayne.
Oh my goodness.
Racist and homophobic.
What?
Homophobic. Yeah. All right. Here it is. He was a hero to all of America. Maybe just a narrow slice of it now. An old interview with John Wayne has surfaced on Twitter, and it makes some very uncomfortable reading. In 1971, Playboy article relays the iconic cowboy's opinions on why F films are perverted. why blacks shouldn't be given certain jobs, and why we were justified in taking America from those selfish Indians. This is John Wayne. This is supposed to be. He was like, you know, probably the top guy in the industry back then.
Ugh.
Could you imagine somebody saying that nowadays? They'd be lynched.
That is just awful. I mean, I know there was people that John Wayne was their hero.
I know. That's why I was shocked when I read this. I was like, what in the world? I mean, I realize that times are different now, but boy, are they that different? I don't know. But then again, hey. And didn't he die of
Who?
AIDS?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe he didn't. Anyway, on top of the interview, the then 63-year-old is complaining about the perverted movies currently being produced, when the interviewer asks him which films he means, here's his perverted list of films. Easy Rider, Midnight Cowboy, that kind of thing.
No.
What?
He died of stomach cancer.
Yeah, same thing. So he considered those perverted movies. Easy Rider, Midnight Cowboy.
Ugh.
Wouldn't you say that Wonderful Love Between Two Men and Midnight Cowboy story is about two, and then he said the F word, qualifies? Don't get me wrong, as far as a man and a woman is concerned, I'm awfully happy there's a thing called sex. It's something extra God gave us. I see no reason why it shouldn't be in pictures. Healthy, lusty sex is wonderful.
Did you talk about this?
Not yet.
Okay.
Also claiming he didn't want the likes of political activist Angela Davis indoctrinating his kids into communism at school. The conversation turned to race. It didn't get any better. With a lot of blacks, there's quite a bit of resentment along their descent, and possibly rightfully so. We can't all of a sudden get down on our knees and turn everything over to the leadership of the blacks, according to John Wayne. So it's definitely interesting. He said there's got to, it says, he goes on to argue, it would be no good to register in a class of higher algebra or calculus if they haven't learned to count. There's got to be a standard. I don't feel guilty about the fact that 5 or 10 generations ago, these people were slaves. He says, I'm not condoning slavery. It's a fact of life. Like the kid who gets infantile
That word you can't pronounce? I can't even see it, so I can't help you.
Paralysis.
Okay.
I couldn't say paralysis.
Your mouth was paralyzed.
Has to wear braces so he can't play football with the rest of us. Anyway, it just goes on and on and on and tells you how bigoted John Wayne was.
Yeah. I think it's cruel.
What?
To make fun of him like that now, because, I mean, he was an icon for so many way back when. That was him in that time. It's not like he's here today.
Okay.
You know, let's remember him for what he was when he went out.
What I was saying is times have changed.
Yeah.
So, I don't have that in front of me.
Okay.
Okay. The thing you posted.
Right.
So where'd you post it?
On our page.
Okay, let me go there. So there's a story that back, I want to say 2007-ish, maybe 2008, we went to Georgia for a number of shows that we're involved in. And I met this guy we went to Abby's House of Ribs, and I met this guy at Abby's named Honest John. And he passed away recently. Why isn't it coming up?
I don't know.
Maybe he didn't die.
He did.
Maybe it's a fake thing. Well, anyway.
Let me see if I can find it. There it is.
Well,
I'll send it to you. Go ahead and finish your story.
Anyway, so this guy, okay, there we go. So this guy is Billy Robertson, Johnny William Billy Robertson Jr., 59, passed away Friday, the 15th. He was a minister who loved people, always doing with less so others could live better. He was employed in vehicular sales and repossession business for many years. Billy's preceded in death by his father, Johnny William Robertson Sr., and his stepdad, R.E. Harris. He's survived by his loving wife of 40 years, Debbie Robertson of Cumming, a son and daughter, John and Alyssa Robertson of Edinburgh, Scotland, daughter and son-in-law, well, whatever. Anyway, this guy here, when we went to Abby's House of Ribs, he said he could get me in contact with Abby. And I said, Abby? No way. He said he'd get me, he would have Abby call me. So, sure enough, he had Abby call me.
And I remember you sitting there with barbecue sauce on your fingers, and you're like, I can't answer the phone because my hands are all over this. We're like, just wipe your hands off and answer the phone, will you?
It was a really interesting thing. I was very impressed with it, and
I also sent you the picture of him and Abby together.
So it was Abby's one of his best friends, I guess.
Yes.
And but that's him. And when I saw that, I was really kind of bummed.
I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, wow.
I thought he was older than that too. He definitely looked older than that to me. But yeah, it was interesting. So
yeah, because I remember, like, when I saw that, I sent it to you and I sent it to Cage. I'm like, remember our Georgia trip?
Yeah, it was a trip because we.
I mean, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
And it was like, okay, and we sat there and we talked with him, and it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was cool. I definitely had a good time talking to Abby and talking to John. So it was interesting. But I don't know. What can you do? People die.
And maybe he was ill. Maybe he had some type of cancer or something. You don't know.
So just interesting. But all these pictures of Abby have him in it. That's kind of funny. So, but I just wanted to say thank you to him because I actually got to speak with Abby at that point because of him. So, anyway, all right. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, I did that. I don't want to do that until you're... until I'm out of things to talk about, but I've got a greatest rock and roll bands of all time is one of my things.
It's cold in here.
Oh, here's your new house.
What?
Yeah.
Is it on the beach?
Elon Musk is selling his $4.5 million home that overlooks Los Angeles.
Are you buying it for
Here's
me?
a look inside of it.
Oh, you're going to buy me that? Oh, thanks, Mike. That'd be awesome.
That is such a nice place.
Does it come with a maid and a butler and a chauffeur, too?
For you, you probably would have to buy your own. It says
You buy me the house and I'll get the own.
one of Elon Musk's mansions is for sale. The billionaire is listed 4-bedroom, 3-bath home in Los Angeles for $4.5 million. Tesla's executive bought it originally, which is considerably smaller than his others, along with his wife Taluya Riley in 2013 for $3.695 million. If the asking price of $4.5 holds, he'll make a $1 million profit for the sale. Here's what it is. It's located in Brentwood, which is 15 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles. So, maybe I should buy it for me.
No, you said you were buying it for me.
So I can go there and hang out in Los Angeles.
Is that going to be your summer home?
Winter home.
Oh.
It's not shaped triangle lot, but makes sense. Makes use of the compact space. So I like the pool. I like
oh yeah,
the way that the pool's laid out, and I like the upper deck and all that stuff. Large privacy hedges to help the home stay secluded despite how close it is to the street. So, see all this, all these walls are got vegetation. Once inside, use floor-to-ceiling windows. Let the natural light in to the open living spaces. The sleek cook's kitchen opens right into the living room and has plenty of counter space for entertaining. The second-floor master bedroom is just as sun-drenched as the rest of the house, with massive walk-in closet. The closet's probably bigger than my bedroom.
Probably.
Nestled in the corner is a boomerang-shaped house. Is the backyard. It's divided only by even larger windows. The saltwater pool, hot tub, and patio areas are ideal for relaxing.
Could we get the tank guys to put a tank in there?
So,
I think we could.
I think it's kind of interesting to see, this house. I wonder how many houses he has. He must have a couple houses. But that's just unreal. I can't even imagine a place. It doesn't say how many square feet it is, but that one guy we were watching tank, the guy had 38,000 or 48,000 square feet.
He was a basketball player.
48,000 square feet.
I saw one last night. It's where they did a whole room for Shaquille O'Neal. This was his second one.
Oh, is that? Yeah, it looked like a pond in the middle of the room.
Yeah, well, this was the Egyptian theme.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then I saw one where it was another football player, and they did his logo because they called him Beast Mode. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't real thrilled with that one. You couldn't tell that the tank was in the shape of the guy's logo, but even though they had the logo inside as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that show. It's kind of fun.
It's giving you some ideas.
Not really.
Well, me it is.
What are you gonna do? You gonna do a tank for yourself?
Yeah, maybe.
Like one goldfish?
I don't know.
Here's some EVs, electric vehicles. They were at the Chicago Auto Show, and be interesting to see how many of these or how these are going to do, because I don't think many of them are out, because a lot of them are 2020 release dates. So here's the first one. This one is wait, this isn't the first one, is it? Where's the first one? There it is. All right, now I'm trying to figure out what I'm watching here. Where is it at? See the EVs. Okay. Do I have am I going forward? Where's the forward button?
Probably on the picture
This one here?
itself.
I read this before. Now, why is it I can't? Wait a minute. Let me see here. We put together a gallery. All right. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. The all-electric. Okay, so that looks like a... Wait a minute. This isn't... Okay, here we go. There we are. There's the one. There's one. All right. Well, they don't have what they are. I don't want to say what they are because I might be wrong.
Are they? Is it underneath?
No.
Oh.
That's what I thought. I thought I saw this before, and I thought I saw. This isn't what I thought. This isn't what I thought it was. I thought this was. Where are you at? Okay. All right. Skip it. Go on to the crimes. So this Aurora shooter, I don't know if you heard about this or not. He was called into the office, and it was his termination meeting.
Oh, jeez.
So he brought a gun to the termination meeting, and he terminated. And it says here, open fired as soon as he was fired.
Ooh.
So I guess you don't really want to, you know, you got to be careful who you fire.
Exactly.
That's kind of weird, but that's, yeah, I mean, I guess he took offense to the fact that they're actually firing him.
Well, maybe he took the term fire, you know, seriously.
Prices are
well, it's a good reason.
We've lowered prices on your
because he actually was fired. Yeah, but I mean, that would be freaky to hear about that. All right, here we go. Hopefully.
Now.
Disgruntled worker who went in, I'll get back here. Shooting rampage at a manufacturing place. Gary Martin was 45. He was killed by police after he shot 5 people dead at the Henry Pratt Company. Officers believe at least several of Martin's victims were those present at the meeting. Yeah, why not take them all out and then just take a few others out? He worked at the plant for 15 years, and his firing was a result of multiple workplace rule violations. Aurora Police Chief Kristen Zeman revealed the new information about Martin. During this meeting, he was terminated, and my understanding is from witnesses that he opened fire right after termination. During that, at least 3 of the 5 officers he injured during the 90-minute shootout were still in the hospital as of Saturday. That's just I always think that's going to happen. I always think that is what the whole situation, you know, I never want to be anywhere near someone who's fired. And the place where I worked at, they were pretty good at getting people out of the building when they were fired. But I never wanted to risk being the person that was going to be in the line of fire, not because I did it, but because they missed. They, you know.
Then you need to hire the tank boys to build you a tank so you can hide behind them, because their acrylic that they use is bulletproof. Sorry,
or
I could
leave the company.
Well, you did that, so you can't do that
so
now.
I don't need to do that anymore. So just kind of weird. The wife of the shooter got a text from the. Here it is. Wife of Aurora massacre victim got a text from her husband. I love you. I've been shot at work. How would you like to get that? I mean, you get your text message and all of a sudden, boom, you find out the person's not alive anymore. So.
No, thank you.
Yeah. I think about the text that was going back and forth between me and Pam the day she died. And I always think that I could have fixed it by coming to get her script earlier than that, because it was about a 4-hour window where we weren't texting, and that was when she died. So I often think I could have.
Well, it was hard too, because some of the medicine that she was on, I remember, it would cause her to fall asleep very quickly. And so you didn't know if she was sleeping or what was going on. I mean, you were always worried about it. I remember that. But you're like, if I don't hear from her after a certain period of time, then yeah, you really started to get worried. But as long as you heard from her, you were okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if this woman, if this woman's husband died or not. Oh, it says had work. That means he doesn't anymore. Ooh, he didn't make it.
Ooh.
That's a sad thing. Well, that's the worst of all things that could have happened. That's sad. I just can't imagine someone who has no regard for other people and that they just kill everybody in their way. I've never felt that way, so I can't understand that feeling.
What, like you want to kill someone?
Yeah, for real. To really kill someone.
I can tell you there was one time, this was right after my second husband and I separated, that I had made the comment to a friend of mine at the time that I was like, I just want to kill my ex. I want to kill him. I was that upset. I was that hurt. I mean, I know me. I know I could never do something like that. But because I said I wanted to kill him, he went, you know, and he talked to some of his friends who were undercover detectives. And, you know, they came and talked to me, and I'm like, look, I'm angry, I'm hurt, but I don't think I could ever do that. They said, well, just watch what you say and who you say it to, because the wrong person, you know, could take you seriously. Like, my friend didn't really know me that well. He didn't know that even though I had a temper, that I'd never do anything like that. So you really have to be careful. But you didn't know that either, did you?
Well, I know that they fired one person because he said, if you guys don't knock it off, I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm. And I just found out here, I want to say the end of last week, my oldest grandson got off his bus after school, and this other little boy that rides the bus, he looked at Doodlebug and he says, when you grow up, I'm going to come to your house and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Doodlebug did the right thing, said something to, you know, his mom about it, and his mom contacted the school, and they said that, you know, they're going to get rid of it. But they're like, kids are going to be kids, and it's like, yeah, but where is this kid hearing this enough to say it? Everett's only 7.
Yeah, but keep in mind, people were playing video games every day.
Exactly.
And watching TV. And
parents need to really watch what their kids are engaging in.
Well, here's something that's just a really sick thing. Parents of 3-year-old are charged after her remains were found in a 5-gallon tub of acid hidden in a bedroom closet. So they killed the girl, or something happened to the girl, and they put her remains in this 5-gallon tub of acid.
Yuck.
It's really sick. I can't fathom.
Nope.
The remains were found in a bucket of what appeared to be acid. They were identified as Rebecca Zavala, 3, of Laredo, Texas. Her parents, Geraldo Zavala Laredo, 32, and Monica Yvonne Dominguez, 37, were charged with abusing a human corpse and evidence tampering. The mother is also charged with 2 counts of child endangerment for allegedly leaving Rebecca to bathe alone, leading to her drowning. So she, you know, her baby's drowned. So instead of taking him to a hospital or whatever, they decided to try to dispose of the body. So,
unbelievable.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Such a a young kid died, but not only is she dead, but her body's been destroyed by them. You know, it's such a shame. I just can't fathom what goes through people's heads. Like, you're going to have to pay the piper sooner or later. It's not like it's, you know, I don't know. I guess people think that people can get away with stuff like that. I don't know. The guilt would kill me inside. But, I don't know. Sad. It's really, really sad. Which one was it? That one here. Yeah. This was almost on top of us. It's in New Jersey. A change in states.
Ooh. It's not Florida?
Nope.
Ooh.
Man arrested in fatal stabbing of parents.
Oh, geez.
In Englewood. Now, there's many times I've wanted to stab my parents. But I would never do that. Oh, man. You know, I wouldn't... Killing your parents, I mean, you would have to have a really, really bad childhood. And I gotta say, mine was less than stellar, but I still wouldn't kill my parents. You know, I would just do what I'm doing. Go out and make your own life and live and be happy. Because we have control over our lives once we're by ourselves.
Yes.
So, okay, so here's the deal. In Bergen County, they arrested a man for slaying his own parents Saturday, ending an extensive manhunt. The officials say they caught up with the suspect, 43-year-old Paul Boduk, at ShopRite parking lot. And Mayor Michael Wilds says Paul Boduk left the car in the parking lot after leaving his parents' house and was arrested when he came back to it. The killings happened inside the parents' home on Lafayette Place, which is located less than a mile away from the ShopRite. Family members say they became concerned about Edward Boduk, 71, and Miroslava Potaka, 72, after not hearing from the couple Saturday morning. They were called just before 11 a.m. when they found the bodies of Boduk and Potaka and had been stabbed to death. Officials have launched the manhunt for Paul Boduk, and so I guess we'll see what happens to him. But
that's sad.
Yeah, I mean the parents, I'm sure, weren't expecting it, but I don't know. The guy looks like a scumbag. I shouldn't say that too loud. He might be here. Oh, yeah, killing their own parents. I just,
Nope.
Yeah, that's a shame. Oops, I think I just hit the same thing over again. I think this is the same story as that. Let me just check and make sure, but I believe, yeah, okay. It's just a different place reporting it. Then we got, that one we did. So if you're going to the airport, which you've never done.
Well, I have, but just not to fly.
It's such a pain. There's nothing that's fun about the airport. But this would make life even worse.
Things are back to normal at the Orlando International Airport after a security scare caused a lot of panic yesterday. Airport officials say a man tried to get past the TSA checkpoint without being screened. When officers tried to stop him, the man reached into his pocket. That's when somebody yelled gun, sending passengers running.
Bomb sniffing?
Did you keep running?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I keep running. And you just went to where? A safe place? Yeah, to the corner.
Now, Orlando police say there was never a gun, but in that panic, some passengers made it through without being screened. The TSA then had to shut down a checkpoint, and when it reopened, some passengers say flights were delayed because of the long lines.
Jeez. It's pretty wild. pretty wild. But hey, you know, the TSA.
And this morning, things are back to normal at the
I
Orlando.
mean, they had done everything that they were supposed to do. Just somebody who was waiting screamed out "gun," and it sent people. Well, I mean, I'm sure that we're all on edge when it comes to that stuff. If someone reaches in their pocket,
right?
You know, you don't want to be standing there. So, but now it's a different world we live in. I don't know. All right, now let's see here. Go to the main show. Here we go. All right, we got all kinds of stuff here. So an 11-year-old gets arrested. Do you know why that 11-year-old gets arrested?
Because he skipped school.
No, he was there. He was there. He was. They were all standing up and doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, gee. Except him.
11-year-old arrested after refusing to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. When we were kids, we didn't have a choice. We had to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep.
And we were supposed to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's optional. Well, apparently not if they're arresting this kid. I can't understand what they would be arresting him for. But that was out of Florida, by the way.
Of course.
Lakeland, Florida. We haven't had many stories out of Florida lately. It's been everywhere else. But a student at the Lawton Childs Middle Academy in Lakeland, Florida, was arrested after he refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The incident began after a substitute teacher asked the 11-year-old to stand, and he refused, explaining that he thought the U.S. flag was racist. The teacher then apparently got into a contentious argument with the boy and asked why, if it was so bad here, he did not go to another place to live. According to the statement that the teacher gave to the district, "They brought me here," the boy replied. The teacher apparently thought that the best course of action was to continue arguing with the 11-year-old. "You can always go back," she said. She replied, "because I came here from Cuba, and the day I feel I'm not welcome here anymore, I would find another place to live." The teacher decided to escalate the issue because I did not want to continue dealing with him. The boy was then arrested after he refused to follow multiple commands repeatedly after the school leaders repeatedly called school leaders racist and disruptive. The student denied accusations that he threatened to beat the teacher. He was charged ultimately with disruption of a school facility and resisting an officer without violence. So when I was an 11-year-old, I played with my G.I. Joes.
Okay.
We played Army in the back.
Mm-hmm.
We never got involved into arguing with adults. That part of me, I'll never really understand.
Well, the easiest way to explain it is when you and I were 11 years old, our parents could spank us if we deserved it and not get in trouble. Parents today are afraid to even touch their kids. They have to do the timeout thing.
Yeah, I don't even get that timeout thing, so I think that that's a waste of time, too. But, hey, what do I know? Then, this is kind of interesting. So, a kid's locked into in an SUV, and what would be the easiest way to get it out?
Break the window?
Nope, how about?
Unlock the door.
Florida inmates use their criminal skills to rescue a baby locked in an SUV.
Oh. I'd say unlock the door.
Well, I mean, I guess that works that way because an inmate in southern Florida used his criminal skills for a good cause. Says he and the group of 4 other low-level offenders in Pasco County near Tampa broke into an SUV to rescue a 1-year-old girl who was accidentally locked in.
Well, I hope he got it in writing that they
For
were
the 250,000 service members who transition out of the U.S. military every
like breaking and entering or vandalism or something before he did it.
That's right.
They granted him immunity.
Yeah, it granted him something. Too funny. That's, okay, do this. Okay. All right, anyway, well, that's a long commercial there. Come on, enough of the commercial. That's it, come on, you can do it.
some work-release inmates there putting their skill set to good use after a couple accidentally locked their baby inside their SUV.
And how do you do that?
Police they couldn't afford to hire a locksmith and were about to break the driver's side window. Before they did that, some of these low-risk offenders, 5 of them, and the sheriff's deputy supervising them,
sleep and only be
came
here
to
a
the
minute.
rescue.
You know.
Yes, thank God. Woo!
Well, I think it's funny that they said that they couldn't afford to call a locksmith, that they had to break the window. It would cost a whole lot more to put a whole other window in there.
You would think,
Afterwards, the sheriff joked that people can break into vehicles only when a deputy is around and we give permission.
Just unreal. But that's a feel-good story. So, you know, at least the people broke in for a good reason, not a bad reason.
Yes.
So I found that story kind of a feel-good story. This is interesting. This now, of course, I love my dog. So
Where is your
this
dog?
is the I love my dog story.
Oh.
Dog is united with owner after an 8-month, 175-mile journey. That dog is tired. He's dog tired.
Oh, speaking of dog, look who's here.
He's allowed to be here.
No, he's on the blanket.
He's allowed to be there. All right. It says here that from Paris, Maine, South Paris, Maine, actually. Okay. A dog went missing in Massachusetts months ago and has been reunited to his family after being found in Maine, 175 miles away. Wow. The Bangor Daily News reports 5-year-old shepherd Kaiser made his way from Ashby, Massachusetts to South Paris, Maine over a span of 8 months. The pooch jumped the wall at the home of the woman who was caring for him before going missing. Kaiser's owner, Tom Walcott, and his children were reunited and with the dog Sunday morning. Walcott conducted an exhaustive search, including using a drone to find Kaiser. So I think Kaiser didn't want to be with him. That's my opinion. It was a long way away.
Yeah, possibly.
He said, I'm not going to be with you guys. So don't track me down. And then they tracked him down. So I think it's a cool story. I would love to... my parents told me many times when we were kids that our dog ran away, and I think they gave him away.
Aww.
Hey, parents lie. That's what they do. Transgender bathroom ban may end, but transcript irks teen. Do you remember we talked about this female-to-male child in Virginia? Mm-hmm. So, Gavin Grimm, I met this person. This guy really has been an advocate. He's a true transgender female to male. Okay. We always talk about male to female. He's the other way. A school board that was willing to defend its transgender bathroom policy all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court may finally give up the fight. The Gloucester County School Board will hold a public hearing Tuesday. It'll discuss the possibility of allowing transgender students to use restrooms that correspond with their gender identity. That's only once. That's all he looks for. The meeting comes just months after a trial is set to begin over the board's current bathroom policy. Former student Gavin Grimm has been suing the board since 2015 for barring him from using the boys' restrooms. Gavin is expanding his case. A federal judge ruled Thursday that Grimm can sue the school board over the refusal to change the gender listed on his high school transcripts. The record still lists him as a female. I mean, if he has the guts to want to to be a male,
transform.
If he wants to be a male, more power to him. It's not easy being a male. It's not easy
being female.
It's
either.
not easy standing in those spots, taking a leak with someone standing right next to you, arm's length, with no walls. No, I prefer not to do that kind of stuff. If the transgender wants to do that, more power to him. That's all I've got to say. Here's a really weird way to die. Man dead following a porta potty fire at M&T stadiums.
Oh, maybe the odor.
I don't know. I don't know. The police are investigating the man's death outside M&T Stadium Saturday after 3 porta potties were engulfed in flames. That is weird. Hopefully this video will play. Well, let's see if it's going to play with a commercial. It might. It's slow today. Says bikers captured video outside the stadium as the 3 porta potties were in flames. Oh, well that. Okay. Still don't.
Is live at the stadium tonight. Kelsey Kushner has more.
Well, you guys, MTA crews are still out here tonight working on an electrical pole that was torched by the flames. Tonight we spoke with one man who caught it all on camera. Sean Praglowski says he was riding his bicycle past the M&T Bank Stadium Sunday afternoon when he saw this: 3 porta potties fully engulfed in flames and a body.
And I pulled my phone out and started recording, and it wasn't until I was recording the video that I saw the body on the ground, and I was like, oh man, this is something a lot more than I thought it was.
The fire department says they were called to the 1100 block of Russell Street around 3 p.m. after a stadium security guard discovered the burning portable bathrooms and saw a man on fire running out from one of them.
There was an adult male running from one of the porta potties. Immediately he collapsed on the floor and he was dead upon arrival.
Not something I'm going to forget soon. It was pretty bad.
Praglowski tells WJZ he was one of the first to see it.
It was gnarly. It was like burning plastic and metal, and it's just a weird flesh, like the weird fleshy smell. It's unmistakable.
And within minutes, firefighters quickly put out the flames.
What a weird
now,
thing.
Fire officials say that this is still an active investigation. They are working to determine what caused the fire.
I just think that whole thing, what a way to die.
Did you, I heard yesterday that just a couple streets over from me, there was a really bad fire that had an entrapment where I think the 76-year-old woman couldn't get out of the house.
Oh, wow.
And so the fire company got there, and they got her out within a couple of minutes, but I don't know. I thought I had heard she didn't make it, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
And they said, from what I could tell, they said it was, the cause that started was a wood stove.
Oh.
And I keep saying, I'm glad I don't have one, but, it doesn't have to be just a wood stove that could start a fire.
Well, and chances are, if it was a wood stove that was involved in the fire, it was probably something that was too close to the wood stove that shouldn't have been there.
Possibly, yeah.
It could have been the wood stove was never cleaned. It was not vented correctly. Whatever. There's a lot of reasons for that. So
it could have just threw a spark out and that was it.
Yeah. But I'd hate to die over the porta potty. What a way to go. I want something a little more noble than that. How would you like this, though? This is what you want. Have you done your taxes yet?
No.
This person made $18,000. All right?
Okay.
And how much do you think their refund was?
$1.
Not quite.
Oh, $2?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the amount.
Okay.
Here we go. Ready?
Uh-huh.
They're got a $980,000 tax refund.
How? How?
It was a mistake. A Florida man who reported $18,497 in wages is in trouble after he received a $980,000 tax refund based on a false tax return that he filed. According to a criminal complaint, it says here, the complaint was filed January 18th, and the tax refund came after Ramon Christopher Blanchard reported $1 million in federal tax withheld on one of his forms. Were you here? You weren't here last week.
No.
I did that story that Danny gave us about the immigrants that abused the taxes and got higher money back. This person must have got too greedy, because that's exactly what this is about. It says here, Blanchard, according to the complaint, had reported wages from 2 employers on his 2016 federal income tax return, which he self-prepared February 2017. The complaint said that Blanchard described himself as a freelancer on one form, and he listed his employer as Bridges Nursing and Rehabilitation, and said he was paid $17,098 worth with $1 million of federal tax withheld. The complaint said Blanchard was actually paid $2,098 in taxes with no income tax withheld, but he expected to get $980,000 back.
No, I've been working on mine. I have a couple little things yet I want to look over again and make sure I have in there before I submit them. And this is late for me because I usually have mine done the end of January.
Yeah, I should. I have no excuse not for doing mine other than lazy. So I guess I probably ought to get around to doing it. I don't know.
It's not on your list right now.
Well, what's on my list is I'm going to end up owing too much money, because I had no deductions last year besides the Tesla, and that was taken on by the lease company. I'll have a deduction this year.
Right.
If I can get my act together for the circuit breakers and my batteries. Anyway, so based on Blanchard's submission for the 1040 falsely representing that $1 million in taxes had been withheld, and the U.S. Treasury issued check, this long number, made payable to Blanchard for $980,000. My question is, why did they get that far? You know, this kind of thing would instantly put up red flags. You know, when you're looking at $980,000 check,
right,
that would bring up a major flag for me. And why is it that this didn't come up before? So, I don't know. Just really weird. It says here, the complaint said that Blanchard's name, as well as a 2016 Lexus that he purchased with the money. He also had a $809 Growth Financial Credit Union account, which the complaint said came from the refund when Progressive Insurance canceled his car insurance. It just, you know, this is the funny thing, that kind of thing should have never gotten to that point. They should have known that there was something wrong, because if there's, you know, I know that there are safety checks that you can go through to make sure you're not going to get audited.
Right.
What safety check did he go through that got him that far? That's what I want to know. I would have taken the money and left the country. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy like that. But so, anyway, did you hear about the new foldable phones?
No.
Okay. So the new thing is the foldable phone. Somebody wants a small phone sometimes, and they want a big phone other times. They've got a chance to get the new Samsung. Has a better look on the foldable phone. Would you stop that with the ads? The ads always push my stuff down. Anyway, so we caught a glimpse of the product late last year at the company's developer conference, but among many uncertainties with the product is when the hell the company will name the thing. After all, the device essentially represents an entirely new category for Samsung, so older naming conventions are out the window. So perennial leaker Evan Blass, who also recently helped expose the S10 world in recent months, says the handset will be the Galaxy Fold. Not bad. Probably one to go on. Certainly a step up from the Galaxy F, which is frankly a bit too mocked.
Now they come out with that kind of phone after I switched to an iPhone.
See what they did? See how they did that? They open, see it forward has a screen. So your screen would be...
My screen is like this, and it's half of this.
So what happens is you don't use this screen because this flips over that way.
Oh.
So you're using the back of the screen and another screen. It's the world wants bigger, and it still wants smaller.
I have to ask you a question on something I saw on here that makes no sense to me.
Okay.
But I'll do it after.
Well, now you got me wondering what you...
Okay, what is screen mirroring?
Oh, easy. So screen mirroring is when you take something that's on your phone.
Okay.
And you project it onto a screen.
Oh.
So, like, I watched something that was... I was watching it on Twitter or something. Well, I can beam it to my box. Some screen mirroring is also called Chromecasting. It's also called, it just basically mirroring is the term that Apple uses.
Okay.
But it just allows you to, sometimes you can only get it.
So it'd be like PowerPoint, and well, not quite PowerPoint.
Whatever you have on your screen is beamed up there. It could be a movie, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be song lyrics.
Okay.
But you're just projecting whatever's on your screen comes up. I've watched some wrestling events that way, where I didn't have anything but my phone, so I could broadcast it to the screen, to the bigger screen. So my projector allows that. So does my little boxes. It allows it too.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
Actually, on my boxes, it's called HappyCast, but it's the same basic thing.
Because I keep seeing it, and I'm like, what is this? I don't understand.
It is kind of a neat thing.
I'm learning, though.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Once you get that GarageBand thing working, you could always replace Ken for me. I know you won't write a song a week. That'll be easier for me. So let's see here. Oh, okay. So you can get free food from all kinds of places. You know that, right?
Right.
All right. Well, what do you do?
Practicing.
Yeah, okay, good. Here's 11 ways to get free food from your favorite restaurant.
Complain.
Well, that always worked for me. Break a chair is another thing when you're big and fat. I remember that happened to me once, actually twice. Well, that's why I'm not as big or as fat as then, because that was embarrassing enough that I had to do something about it. All right, anyway, so here's what we got. Wait a minute, did the first one... I think the first one is IHOP. IHOP, you can get free food by stop by on International House of Pancakes for their National Pancake Day. The day is different every year.
Oh.
It's March 12th this year, but the sweet deal is the same. Starting at 7 a.m., customers can get a free short stack of pancakes just by showing up.
Oh, I might do that.
That's not the only way you can enjoy this deliciousness.
You order, you start eating, and you choke.
By becoming part of MyHop rewards program, you're automatically eligible for a free stack of flapjacks on your birthday and every anniversary of the day you signed up. So if you signed up on your birthday, you're screwing yourself.
I'm not going to say what popped into my head. I'm going to be good.
So that's one place. You can go to, on the border, you can go to Chili's, the Club Cantina rewards program. Signing up immediately gets you a coupon for a free bowl of queso or sopapillas, or whatever that is. So I don't eat Mexican food, so that doesn't do me any good.
You eat tacos.
American tacos. Chipotle. There's one day you're guaranteed to walk away with free Chipotle, but freebies, the Mexican grills, still pop up every now and then. In June 2018, they celebrated National Nurses Day by giving buy one, get one free entrees To anyone displaying a nursing license, a few months earlier, in March, they offered a free burrito, taco bowl, or salad with an entree purchase to any customer who came in wearing a hockey jersey. The one was in honor of Hockey Weekend across America. And even if you don't have a hockey jersey or a nurse's license, you could have scored some free guac on April 2017 when Chipotle rolled out its Spot the Imposter promo. So there's all kinds of things going on at Chipotle. I don't think we have one of these Auburn.
Yes, we do.
Pain. Where do we have one of them?
Hershey.
Okay, Alban Payne Cafe Bakery. They have one?
In the hospital, yep.
Okay, well, say, it says here, if you sign up to be part of their club, their e-club, the Soup and Sandwich Spot will send you a coupon of the week of your birthday. Come into this French-style chain gang and get your free day on your big day and get your free deal. So, I never even heard of that place.
Yeah, I see invoices from them all the time. They make food like donuts and stuff, and we can order them through the office.
Well, how about Arby's? Arby's has all kinds of stuff. They offer free discounted food for fun days like National Food Holidays or reward program birthdays and stuff like that. But there's also some less fun holidays or less fun days on which free food would make an excellent pick-me-up. That's why for the past few years, the fast food franchise can't say that, has been offering free curly fries to anyone who comes in on April 15th. That's tax day. And the mouth-watering taste of yummy, curly goodness is sure to soften the blow of doing your taxes. So since your taxes are almost done,
I might just do
you have to go there April 15th. During the rest of the year, you can also snag free signature sandwich with the purchase of a soft drink by signing up for the Arby's mailing list. And so there you go, Arby's.
I'll have to let Tiffany know because that's her favorite restaurant.
There's Chick-fil-A. You can always get stuff at Chick-fil-A. So sometime in early July, they celebrate their Cow Appreciation Day by giving free chicken entree to any customer who shows up dressed like a cow.
Yeah, I've actually seen that happen.
This utterly great tradition always leads to plenty of creative costumes and fun photos. So as next July approaches, keep your eyes open for the date announcement for the next Cow Appreciation Day so you can get your tasty chicken sandwich without spending your moolah.
Well, you said it was utterly...
Yes. How about Subway? Subway is November 3rd is National Sandwich Day, and it's a great time to get your local Subway. A fast food giant offered a free sub with every purchase of a sandwich and soft drink. That's not all they do. Last year, the world's biggest food chain actually matched customer purchases with donations to Feeding America. So why not buy a sandwich and support a good cause? Keep out an eye to see when they're going to run the same promotion again this year. Here's 12 more delicious. There's not 12 more. Chili's. I used to go there. I like Chili's.
I've been there a couple of times.
I didn't do Chili's. No, I'm thinking of Ruby Tuesdays. Chili's has a reward program that keeps you coming and giving. It has a this bar, and if you frequent this bar and grill, the program is totally worth it. So, the Chili Reward Program. Then we got Qdoba.
I know where there's one of those around here.
Really? There's one of those here?
Paxton Street, right across from the mall.
Wow. All right. If you like salsa on your breath, consider checking out this fun promo next time February 14th rolls around. Anyone who smooches their significant other at a participating Qdoba counter will get a Qdoba for a kiss or free entree with the purchase of another entree. Don't have a Valentine? Never fear. Kissing a photo of your favorite celebrity or even blowing a kiss are equally valid forms of PDA.
Well, I'll have to remember that for next year.
Yeah, who would have thought? I didn't even know we had one.
There's one right across from the East Mall.
Wow. Ruby Tuesdays.
Woohoo!
I haven't been to one in 15 years, but I used to love them because they had good ribs and stuff. But anyway, they have the Stay Connected, So Connected Club. They have something for you. Immediately after you join this free email club, you get a coupon for a free appetizer with the purchase of an adult entree. So Connected members should also come in on their birthdays for a free burger or garden bar entree. So all these places want to feed you on your birthday. Long John Silver's. This is the last one. Ahoy, matey. To celebrate International Talk Like a Pirate Day, exchange some fun pirate jargon for free food. On September 19th, would-be Buccaneers were able to get free fried Twinkies at Long John Silver's if they are willing to talk like a pirate.
Arrgh.
Arrgh. So check in again next year to see if they run this promotion again. Not to be outdone, Krispy Kreme has offered free donuts to celebrants of this holiday in the past years. And rumor has it that customers in pirate costumes would get a free full dozen of
nice.
So that's pretty good.
See, I saved that link because I'm going to go through and I'm going to make a
Oh, boy.
spreadsheet.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
going to see what I can sign up with. That way on my birthday I won't have to pay for anything.
Oh, man, that's sick. So I just thought that was a kind of a cool one. I try to find not always depressing things. People shooting other people and stuff like that. Oh, here's something that might interest you.
Okay. Yeah, heat. I'm cold.
You have a heater right next to you.
I am cold.
I'm sorry. That's sad. But we need to get up the ratings so we can afford the heat. Okay, 10 kids who are probably making more money than you.
Oh, no. Probably.
Yeah. All right, these kids are raising the bar on what it means to be successful. So we're going to start here. It says here, think back to what you were doing when you were 11. I wasn't doing a whole lot when I was 11.
I wasn't working when I was 11.
I wanted to be. I wanted to be Danny Bonaducci. There was an episode of The Partridge Family where he wanted to take over the family's finances.
Oh.
And they let him do that. I wanted to take over my family's finances when I was a kid, but they wouldn't let me. So, I don't know.
Yeah, let's see, 11? Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about working or anything like that. I didn't have my first job until I was like 16.
I was 14. I was picking up golf ball, or I was a caddy at first, and then I worked for my brother for a little bit on construction.
I mean, I did babysitting once in a while, but nothing, nothing like that. I had to wait till I was 16 and I wanted my car, and then I had to get a job to be able to afford the insurance and stuff.
I can hear you. Ryan, 7 of Ryan's Toy Review channel on YouTube made how much?
Oh, I don't know. What, maybe I want to say maybe 30,000?
Well, 22 million.
Whoa!
Not 1,000 million.
Ugh.
22 million. You're a slacker if you didn't make half of that.
I'm a slacker, baby.
Might be one of the richest kindergartners of all time. Brian, whose last name is kept secret by his parents for security, made $22 million in a single year due to the mega success of his YouTube channel, Ryan Toys Review. In fact, he had the highest earning on YouTube account of 2018. How about
Almost like Honey Boo Boo.
Sort of. Joni Jojo Siwa has turned her name and face into a brand.
Is there something in that Diet Pepsi?
Well, let's say after rising to prominence on Dance Mobs, the 14-year-old Dance Moms, the 15-year-old singer dancer, actress, and YouTube personality is poised to take over the world with 7.9 million Instagram followers, 8.9 million YouTube subscribers, and millions of streams on Spotify. She's the next teen icon.
Wow.
How do kids like that get a chance to be like that? My parents didn't, well, of course my parents didn't help me.
You just have to have the right connections, I guess.
I don't know. But the teenager's living is also quite business savvy. She's got her own collection of hair bows and accessories from Eclairs, a line of juices, which is JoJo's Juice, JoJo Dolls.
JoJo needs go-go.
And much more. Her celebrity worth is now $12 million.
Really?
Mosiah Bridges launched a bow tie company when he was just 9 years old. I remember him on Shark Tank. I think it's him. Bridges of Moe's Bows is turning 17 this year, and is expanding his bow tie brand. Bridges is officially the president and creative director of his business, which he sells bow ties, neckties, pocket squares, and other apparel.
Wow.
Bridges appeared on the Steve Harvey Show and Shark Tank, on which he successfully secured a mentorship of Damon John.
Nice.
For free. In 2017, he signed a seven-figure one-year licensing deal with the NBA and is only planning to grow from there. As of 2018, he sold more than $600,000 worth of product.
Wow.
That's a freaking 17-year-old. I'm glad, though, because he's made it the hard way. He actually manufactured his own bow ties, and he was the cutest kid. Of course, he's now, well, they dress him like Urkel, but I love that he was that motivated. McKenna Kelly, a 13-year-old YouTube superstar who goes by Life with Mac, makes around $1,000 a day.
Wow.
Those people, I'm telling you, that's the way to have kids and put them on YouTube. They can make so much money on YouTube. Mm-hmm. The gamers, just all they do is play games, and people will subscribe to it. So it blows me away. It says here the Kelly's YouTube channel, dedicated to ASMR videos, whatever that means, has 1.3 million dedicated subscribers. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Median Response and is calming, pleasurable feeling often accompanied by a tingling sensation.
Oh,
usually triggered by sounds
autism.
like whispers. And I guess I can't understand what if that's worth $1,000 a day. At 14, Marsai Martin is the youngest executive producer ever.
Wow.
She says, in addition to stealing scenes on Blackish, Martin is starring and executive producing an upcoming comedy, Little, making her the youngest executive producer in history. The teenager has big plans for the future. This is the first movie I have in front of the camera and behind the camera before the set had been shot, and it's not going to be the last. She's reportedly said her salary for the film is $200,000 with a bonus of up to $300,000, depending how the movie does. That's called a back end, if you can
okay.
where they get a small amount up front and then they get a chunk of the profits on the back end.
Oh, okay.
That way they can get stars for less money out of pocket.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you have a movie that they have to make $150 million, sometimes they'll say, look, I'll give you $10 million plus 3% of the back end, and that may make out better or worse. And a lot of the stars will take that for the chance of making more money,
okay,
and being able to afford to do budget films.
Okay.
And hopefully their name will carry into a bigger number than they would normally get. Ryan Kelly founded Rise Ruffery, known for Ryan's Bakery. That was also on Shark Tank. Barkery. Yeah, that was also on Shark Tank, too. A high-quality line of dog treats when he was 10. Kelly, along with his mom, appeared on Shark Tank to pitch their idea for higher-quality dog treats. They secured funding from Barbara and are currently selling their treats online. Kelly, now 14, it was only 10 years when he appeared, is making The mother-son profits have gone from 800 to 6 figures, according to Inc. Wow. Wouldn't it be cool to have a kid like that, and all of a sudden the kid's making enough money that he can support you? Isn't that the idea of having kids? Isn't that the real reason people do that?
Yeah, but you have to raise them and teach them to get there for them to do that first.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, I know.
We need to think of it. So then Michaela Ulmer has her own line of organic lemonade sold at Whole Foods. Ulmer started making lemonade at her lemonade stand in Texas when she was only 4. The product has since evolved into one containing honey and flaxseed and an entire line called Me and the Bees Lemonade. The company's big breakthrough came in 2015 when Ulmer was 9, and her lemonade got picked up by Whole Foods in a reported $11 million deal. Her business has since grown into lip balm and other merchandise, as well as multiple types of lemonade. Now, Ulmer is 13, along with her co-CEOs, her parents, travels around the country speaking about entrepreneurship and leadership conferences. She's attracted more than a few high-profile investors. She received $60,000 investment from Damon John, Shark Tank.
Wow.
And NFL players invested $800,000.
Unbelievable.
How many more we got of these rich kids? I can't stand it.
Especially since we're almost out of time, too.
Oh, well then let's wrap it up with these guys. Corey Neves is living every kid's dream by owning his own cookie business.
Bet she stole them from the Girl Scouts.
I'm going to drop down to the chase here. In 2017, Corey and his mother appeared on The Profit, where they secured a $100,000 investment. The company also sold 50,000 cookies that year alone for $15 a dozen. That's amazing. High schooler Abby Kircher has an entire line of nut butters. She's a little young to have nut butters. She's an 18-year-old CEO, and it says here the business has expanded to merch and snack bars and made an estimated $80,000 in freaking 2017. Is this the last guy? Yeah, this is the last guy. All right, the last guy is Shubham Banerjee. Banerjee. Wasn't even a teenager when he invented a low-cost Braille printer that could disrupt the industry. When Banerjee was 12 and searching for an engineering project for a science fair, he discovered that less than 10% of the blind people in America can read Braille, largely because Braille printers can cost almost $2,000. After months of trial and error, he created Brago, a groundbreaking Braille instrument, Braille printer embosser, and while it's still in the development phase, Brago printers have an estimated cost of $350, around a fifth of the cost of the Braille printers, and he's founded a small company called Brago Labs.
Wow.
That's awesome. He can sell that printer. He's reduced the cost of the printer from $2,000 to $400.
Cool.
That's awesome. He deserves it. More power to you, Shubham Banerjee. He's my guy of the day because he has a cool name
and he's
a genius.
There you go.
I guess we should end it now, huh?
Yeah.
I want to end on a good note this week. That's awesome. I didn't think it would be that many kids that were, that much more wealthy than me, but no. I guess I better get out there and start making cookies or something. So, anyway, all right. I want to thank you for listening to the show and watching the show potentially. And as always, the most important part,